Welcome. We're playing, I'm just going to use the term playing. We're playing TaleSpire, because technically that's what we're doing. We're actually building things in TaleSpire, but, it's fun, so yeah, it's playing. It counts, so let's go. Let's get back into it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So, was it last week? It was last week. We finished the dungeon part of the Tomb of Horrors. The dungeon part of this map is complete. We don't have to do another room in this dungeon. There we have all of the rooms done. Our task now is to go outside and do the hillside surrounding the entire dungeon. And we got a little bit of that done last week. So that's cool. We have a ways to go. So we're just gonna get right into it. Yeah, the dungeon is done. The dungeon part of it is complete. Whole. It is whole. Alright. Well, so yeah, we have to make a kind of a decision. Are we gonna go all the way down to the water level where we have it now, which is here, which is pretty low, and it's gonna take a long time? Or we could split the difference, come down most of the way with our hillside text, building up the hillside. Come down most of the way and just bring the water level up while the PCs are, before they enter. And then once they go in and start looking around, once they reach the levels that the water level is covering, we can lower the water so that they can access it without being underwater, which I'm partial to. I think we're gonna do that. If we end up going all the way down to where the water level is right now, it's gonna take forever, and it's gonna be very boring. As it stands, this alternative is gonna take a while. So I think we're just gonna do that. I think we're just gonna go down pretty far and then just move the water level up to meet it, and then do some surrounding outlying, like, little muddy islands with withered trees on them and stuff like that. And we can throw some more withered trees on this, of course. It'll be cool. It'll be really cool. I can picture it in my head, and it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. All right, so without further ado, I'm gonna throw down some trees here because we have a few outlying stumps like these two. Actually, it's just those two, and we're gonna throw down some trees. Let me condense my library. We're gonna go to, it is props, and it is under nature. Yes, and it is under tree, and it is balloons. It is this. Let's see. Cool. So we're gonna throw. I don't know how to line that up properly, so I'm just gonna do whatever. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Cool. And yeah, sure. We'll make one kind of tall. Why not? Let's make one. Whoa. That does not swivel on the trunk. That swivels all crazy. All right. So we'll move that here. Throw that there, and then we'll grab a different one. What's this? Oh, that's not what we're looking for. No, it's something not good. Yeah, sure, I guess this is different, yeah? Yeah, all right. And we'll excuse you, sir. We'll put this here. There we go. Nice. Cool. And then there's a topper. Is this the topper? Nope. No. Oh, there it is. Oh, wait, what's this? No, that's a different topper. This is the topper. Nope, I was wrong. Where's the topper for this tree? Actually, you know what? We're just gonna wait. What's copy? Is that copy? No, it's there. It is. Haha. Don't have to look through a menu. Looking through a menu is for suckers. All right, so we're just gonna Put this here. I wish they came out with an alternate topper. 'Cause this one's... I mean, this one's fine, but to only have one makes it a little bit repetitive. I mean, we could probably put one of these on top of some of these, technically, but meh. Meh. Alright, cool. And then, they're all the same height. Oh no! Alright, that's fine. Let me just do this and bring it down. There. Done and done. Now they're not all the same height. Now we can rest easy. Alright. Alright. I think today we're just gonna go up. Just to go up and make the curve, because we're near the... I mean, that'll at least give us a limit, our upper limit. For our our lower limit of this hillside, we're not really sure yet. But for our upper limit, we can easily define that. That shouldn't be a problem. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's turn on our grid and our flashlight. Well, why not? And let's get to it. Oh, I got my my thing. I've been building. This is like the first commander deck I ever built for Magic the Gathering. It is a zombie tribal deck. You know, super casual. It was super casual. It started super casual. Then it grew, and I got a bunch of really unfair pieces, and I just threw them in there because, you know, commander. And I got good old Acererak. Let me see if I can get rid of the... Oh my gosh. There he is. There, the name, Acererak the Archlich. I don't know if that's showing right way around. I think it's backwards. But anyway, there. Yeah, Acererak. There he is. The guy. The man of the hour. He's good in this deck. He, was it Rooftop Storm? You can cast him infinitely from your hand for free and go through a dungeon, one of the new mechanics. Look, little dungeon, little new mechanic. There's a dungeon. New mechanic from the D&D set of Magic the Gathering cards for Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Yeah, you just venture through a dungeon, and each room you go through, every time you venture, you go through a room or start a new dungeon if you haven't, if you're not currently in a dungeon. And, you know, you can pick, if you have options, each room you go, it might branch off, and you can go to into either option, and then it gives you, then once you go in a room, it gives you a thing. It's a whole thing. But, yeah, if you infinitely go through the Lost Mine of Phandelver, you just infinitely drain out your enemies, your opponents, and draw your whole deck, and... it's pretty stupid, but luckily Rooftop Storm is like a 6 mana enchantment, so getting to that point, I mean, it's commander, so of course you're going to get there, maybe. it's a higher probability than playing other formats, but yeah, it's definitely not, unless you have a way to cheat that into play, which I mean, I've got like mana things where I can get a lot of mana, but not quickly. Not before turn 6. But yeah, lots of fun. I'm really pumped. I was pumped about that. I didn't get one in the box that I got, the booster box that I bought, or my wife bought me actually. So I had to actually buy a Acererak, which is fine. It was more expensive than I expected, but I got the foil full art version, so I was like, you know what's going in the commander deck, I might as well bling it out. For this bit, we might have to just do, but I don't want to telegraph anything. Actually, you know what? If we just do this, I think we're fine. I don't think that's going to peek through. And even if it does, it's not a big deal. So, yeah, that's fine. Just do that. Yeah, that's cool. Alright. And we'll do a little bit of that. Right about there. And bring it back down a little bit and out a little. Flip it around. Bam. Cool. Yeah, we're just gonna try and the cool thing about this, about doing the upper reaches of this hill, is at the very top of it, or near the top of it, there's an arrangement of stones that have been made to look like a grinning skull. So we're gonna have to try and replicate that. Which I'm looking forward to the challenge, but I really want it to look good, because what they have in the original module is kind of cheesy looking. It's actually very cheesy looking. But hey, they were not professional artists. They were all doing it out of their basement. And it's like, yeah, sure, that's good enough. It looks like a jack-o'-lantern on my dad's lawn. There you go. Do. So what did I watched? I just finished. What is it called? I completely forgot the name. It's a new series on Disney with Tony Hale. Mysterious Benedict Society. Yeah, that's what it is. Mysterious Benedict Society. It was good. I liked it. It was very cool. It feels like Wes Anderson light in the whole like cinema, the whole style of it was very Wes Anderson light. Like it wasn't as like strict symmetrical shots, you know, all the time, but there were a lot of them, and the general style of it, like that sort of 60s early 70s sort of style, was very prevalent throughout the whole thing. You never really sure what time it was. Like you never saw a cell phone or anything. The clothes were all dated to look very, very early 70s, like 60s. Yeah, it just felt a little anachronistic, but like, because some of the stuff was very, you know, it felt more modern, but there were like very old. Anytime they mentioned like a computer or showed a computer, it was very old. Or anytime they had a car or anything that was like a very old, or any like new tech or fancy stuff, still looked of the era, of that era. So it was very, I thought it was very well done, and Tony Hale's great. He actually produced it too. He stars in it and produced it. The kids did a great job too. But it's about a group of kids that are exceptional that end up becoming spies of a sort to help stop a thing that is happening. And that's all I'm going to say, so I don't give away any spoilers for those who might want to watch it. But I recommend it. It was very good. And Tony Hale's great. Tony Hale is, if anyone doesn't know, if you've seen Arrested Development, he plays Buster from Arrested Development. He was the Spork toy from the latest Toy Story. He did the voice of the I forget what they named him. But he played the voice of that, the Spork that kept going trash. And what else was he in recently? I'm sure he was in other stuff. Oh my god, the episode of Community that he was on was amazing. But anyway, yeah, I highly recommend it. The Mysterious Benedict Society. If you're aching for the next episode of What If, and you're like, I gotta find something else to watch, I don't know what else to watch, just watch Mysterious Benedict Society. There you go. Alright, we gotta go in the other direction. Well, a little bit. Whew. Yeah, I think the thing about this dungeon, or this map in general, is that unlike the other one we did for Keep on the Borderlands, this, once you do the actual dungeon part, there's not much else to do. Like when we did Keep on the Borderlands, it was like, all right, we're gonna do the keep itself. We gotta do the whole, like, the floor plan. All right, it's done. All right, then we gotta do the what is it, the castle. All right, and then we got to do all the buildings in the the outer wall, and we got to do the buildings in the inner wall. Then we got to do the plateau that it's built on. Then we got to do the sewers. Then we got to do all the basements. Then we got to do and all the set dressing too, like the stuff we put in every room. We already did that here. The descriptions don't really. I mean, we can go back through and add like debris and stuff like that, which we're gonna do, but it's just like there's anything that could have possibly been done is already done as far as the dungeon itself. So now all that's left is the hillside. As a whole, this was not as big a map as Keep on the Borderlands, and I knew that going in, but it's an iconic dungeon, and really wanted to do it. And I'm glad we did. I liked it. It was a lot of fun, and I had a cursory familiarity with the module. I mean, I knew about the green demon face. I did not know that there were two more. I knew but that it was just super deadly, and that it's just a grinder. It's just a character grinder. But that was about it. I didn't know the deets, and I knew it had to do with the Sararak. But yeah, I didn't know all the sweet details and the level of depravity. the level at which this lets a DM troll their players is just ugh. It's bananas. Notice I said his and I corrected to their. Come on, old man D&D. Just trying to get this. I mean, I could do it this way, where we just build down like a section at a time vertically, but I don't think that's as I gotta move that. There we go. As efficient. But I do want to get this wrapped around a little bit, and looking at this, how far around do we actually have to go? We don't have to go around the entire circumference of the dungeon, especially if most of it's going to be underground. We only have to go around let's see. Let's move this up. There we go. All right. So, say this is as far down as we're going. Then we would need to come around however sharply around here. Let me come up a little bit. There we go. Come around this corner, and then just kind of cut in, and then wrap around that. Ooh, hello. I'd have to wrap around that and this, which is a fair amount, but not so much that it's daunting. The problem is, if the players, I mean, I could put stuff over this, but if the players just kind of scan around, they're going to see stuff. I could put ceilings on things that aren't going to be covered by the hillside, but I don't know. This does feel like a lot. It would be a lot. And I don't want to have to do more than is, you know, more than makes sense. Because I mean, there's a certain point. It's like, well, that's just you should have just done it this way. I'm just trying to find the most efficient way of doing this. So if we wrap around here about and then go around the other side, I think that should be okay. And if we build, we could build down or just build out, right? We could just build out like the swamp bed and stuff like that, and make mounds with the withered trees and stuff. So we're not putting ceilings on everything, but we are continuing to do like the landscape. So we're not, but it'll be different because it's not the hillside. It's not just constantly building this freaking hill. It would be something different to kind of mix things up, and it would conceal what we want to conceal. All right, yeah, I kind of like that idea. It might look a little lopsided because there's definitely going to be more on this side than on the other side. I mean, we could balance it, but eh. At a certain point, it's like, all right, I'm done making swamp. I'm done. All right. So yeah, well, we have we're just formulating a game plan as we go here, and I think that kind of works. I mean, it has to work, right? Because otherwise we're gonna be here for fucking ever. Let's see. All right. Down a little bit. We're just going to go right to the very edge because we want this to be not very steep. So anytime we can, we're going to go right up on the edge of what we already have. There we go. And trying to alternate, but of course some of this is going to get covered, so if we get repetitive, it's not the end of the world. And we're trying not to use so much green. If we have some of this rock showing through, I think it's for the better, because then it kind of makes it feel more like a rocky hillside kind of thing. Even though I would prefer these rocks to be a little darker, but hey, take what I can get. Completely fine with this. Let's see. Let's try it that way. And then like that. Right along the edge. We can fill in stuff later. I mean, we can always just put like a treetop there to cover that little gap, but that's fine. It's fine. All right. It's a versatile tile. This rock. It's oops. There we go. There we go. So I ran some D&D for my home group on Friday. And we're trying to wrap up this campaign because everyone's like, I think we're 15th level right now. But I've been running for years. This was the one that I converted over from 4 to 5th edition. And I think everyone's just kind of wants to start fresh, you know, get a new character from level 1, figure out figure out how to work them, because I feel like, at least for maybe some of the players, and I don't know if this is true, and it's certainly not true for all of them, may not have a great grasp on what their characters can do, because some of them I had to make myself, and just try and be like, and you know, and try and match it as close as I could to what they could do in 4th edition, and then just kind of hand it over and be like, okay, here you go. I mean, what do you do? He's like, here you go, here's your homework. Figure out what it does. If you have any questions, ask me. I was like, no, I couldn't do that. I prefer just making my own characters. But in the circumstance, it was like, well, I think the player was like, I don't know what to do. I don't have access to D&D Beyond, or at least reliable access. So I kind of had to do it, and just kind of like, I ran it by them. I was like, well, here's one way. If this works, then cool. If not, I can, you know, do it a different way if you want. But again, coming right into 5th edition, you don't know what the options are. I wasn't 100% sure what the options were. So, you know, maybe it wasn't the best choice. It was, but I think in those instances, the players went with the first draft, and I was like, okay. I mean, we can try other things, but if this works for you. So we're all pretty anxious to get a fresh game going, and new characters. But man, the situation that they're in currently with this campaign is dire. I don't want to spoil anything in case they actually watch the stream. I don't think they do. I don't think they. Well, they might watch the VODs. So I won't spoil anything. But they managed to sneak past a bunch of stuff, or negotiate their way past a bunch of stuff, which some of it they're not going to see if they stay where they are. Some of it might come at them from the back, from their 6, and I mean that's a risk that I'm sure were aware of going into doing this thing that they did to get where they are now. But they skipped, like, I don't know, 3 rooms, three combats to get where they are, and one of which they can pretty safely ignore as long as they don't go back the direction they came. One of them can go to meet them, but it's unlikely. One of them will definitely come up to meet them if they become aware of the situation. And yeah, that's those 3. Technically 1, 2.5. But for everything else, they're kind of stuck between 2 encounters as well. So it's very dire. I mean, without any other like skipped things, you know, closing in on them from other side. They actually went through, made it through one thing, made it most of the way through the second thing that was threatening them, but they goofed, and well, the dice were not in their favor. I mean, they didn't actively goof. The dice were not in their favor, and then the thing that was letting them get through the different areas of the dungeon kind of went up in smoke, and so now they've got the room that they're in that has a bad thing, and the room just past that where there is another group of bad things that is aware of their presence. And yeah, it's kind of rough. And I don't know how it's going to play out, but we'll see. And I will also say that the BBEG is now aware of their presence as well. Well, not aware of their presence. He is aware. They're aware that there are intruders, They're not. They don't know that they are. Well, actually, no. I take that back. They are aware. I forgot about a thing. It's fine. It's fine. So this Friday, we're gonna have to figure some stuff out. If we end up playing, I think we were all free, but we'll see. We'll see how schedules work out. But I am anxious to see how this plays out for them. They do have an avenue of escape. It's not ideal, but there is an out. It is not great. I should also mention that they are out of spells for the most part. They took a short rest before all this, so they were full hit points. They have full hit points. They just did not have their full allotment of abilities and spells. So that's not great. And yeah. They do have an out. They have an alternative route that will take them more or less out of the situation. Depending on how they navigate it, it could work out for them. It could be worse. It could end up being worse than the situation they're in. Who knows? I mean, I don't even know. I mean, at that point, I'm just doing random encounters. if they take the route that the hidden route, option C, as it were. All right. So I think we're also going to start coming down a little bit, and well, maybe not yet. No, not yet. Still want to go up a little bit. I think for this, we're just gonna butt these up against what we've got placed instead of if we do this one this way. Wait, there we go. Sure, that kind of works. Let's throw this one in here. I'm also still looking at projectors and stuff for in-person gaming again, because I've been spoiled by the online gaming with the map building. It's so much nicer to have the visuals of, you know, with all the assets and stuff that are on Roll20 and stuff like that. Just to have that handy, it's just so much better. Because while I am technically an artist, I'm not great at rendering stuff on a dry erase mat or anything like that. So yeah, I prefer. I'm a graphic designer, so if you give me a bunch of like assets and point me in the right direction, I'll make you something, and I'll make it look like the way you want it. But yes, I'm not an illustrator, so I can't really draw too well. I mean, I've drawn in the past, but you know, it's one of the things you kind of have to keep up to keep good at. Haven't drawn in years. Let's see. But yeah, I'm looking at projectors. I found one that actually was part of a Kickstarter a while ago, and it actually makes any surface a touchscreen by projecting. It projects onto whatever surface, and then it makes it a touchscreen using, you know, it comes with some pens that you can use to, you know, that it recognizes, I guess, and it just whenever you touch it, it does the thing. And I've been trying to find one, and apparently there aren't anymore. So I mean, that would have been a nice option because it's nice and compact, and from the look of it, it actually does a decent job. The touchscreen part isn't exactly necessary. So I don't know if maybe that was just like, oh, I like that one, I want that one, I can't get it, I'm mad, kind of thing. That I kind of ran into. But I'd say, yeah, anything that's like that compact and actually, I'm looking for something compact that I don't have to like build a massive rig for to like project down onto the tabletop. That's my worry, is I'm gonna have to do that because I can't really. I have a fan in my dining room. I have a ceiling fan, so I can't put anything on the ceiling. And that's where my gaming table is. I mean, pending that, if I go somewhere else, I'm gonna have to bring some sort of rig to like project, like hold it up so I can project it down onto whatever surface. And I don't want to have to lug around like a 20-pound rig just to do that. I mean, I could do something like this, but I don't know. I don't know how feasible that is. This arm. I mean, it could travel well. It's not that heavy, but just having to install it every time and get at the right angle, and I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that is the solution. And I'm just being contrary because I'm looking for something that doesn't exist. All right. So as we come up, I guess we can actually come in a bit too, right? Let me rotate that a little bit better. There we go. All right. So yeah, as we're coming up, we're also gonna start to close in a little. Let me get rid of that one too. How did it end up so far? Oh, because okay. There we go. Cool. Yeah, we're getting a nice shell, a nice chocolate shell on our dungeon. Boy, oh boy. Oh man. There we go. All right. So I watched Manos: The Hands of Fate today, again. The Mystery Science Theater version, and I've probably mentioned this on stream before. I'm a huge Misty. And I don't know, for whatever reason today. Usually I'm good watching that movie. Today. I've never really face-palmed watching that movie. I've always just been like, this is bad. This is really bad. Like, I've actually just sat back and let it wash over me. Just every little thing. I looked at it like, all right, like I was a director or so, like someone with a critical artistic eye, which I have. I'm a graphic designer too, so just looking at it with a critical artistic eye, what little of that I have, and just like taking it in and just being like, okay, what's wrong with this picture? Like pick out the wrong thing. And I was just sitting watching like a couple scenes, if you can call them that, and just like one to the other, I'm just like, it was like an overload. It's just like, that's wrong, that shouldn't be right. Humans don't do that. What's I just did oh, this movie's so bad. Oh god. Just like I've never taken the time to just stop and be like, I just took it like, oh, this is funny, this is so bad, because I was like, yeah, that's like, but I like listened to the riffing and just like, haha. But I just like blocked out the riffing, paid attention to what was going on in the movie by itself, and it broke my brain. It broke my brain. I was like, how did this get made? Why did this get made? I mean, there's a whole podcast about that, but come on. This, and apparently they did a sequel to Manos relatively recently, within the past 10 years, I think. Yeah, I think it was within the past 10 years. And I think the guys from Riff Tracks were involved to some extent, and I think it ended up being some kind of scam, not from the guys on Riff Tracks, but I think the people who were trying to get money for it were trying to scam investors, and Riff Tracks were one of the potential investors or investors. I don't know how it ended up. I don't know if I'm misremembering this, but I seem to remember like you heard a bunch of stuff about it, and Riff Tracks was going to do like a whole thing with it, and then all of a sudden you didn't hear anything about it. Like it's like, oh, it's a Manos sequel, wow, and it's but apparently it did get made because there is an IMDb for it. There's no mention of any kind of scam or scandal or anything, so maybe I'm completely wrong. But it is like, it's a tongue-in-cheek, it's a self-aware, like, I don't know, like Sharknado, I guess, or the subsequent Sharknados. The first Sharknado, they were like, yeah, it's a shark tornado, yeah. And the subsequent ones were like, oh, the first one sucked, let's lean into it, yeah. Oh, Asylum Films. But yeah, I haven't seen the new one. I don't really have a desire to. It's a movie that parodies itself, which not my style. It takes all the fun out of it if it knows it's bad. God. But yeah, a lot of people say Plan 9 from Outer Space is the worst movie ever made. It is bad, and it is Ed Wood, and Ed Wood is one of those. I watched actually a little thing on Ed Wood and Bela Lugosi today, and it turns like a lot like Ed Wood. I wouldn't say he was a bad director, and this is from the documentary thing that I watched. I wouldn't say he's a bad director, because anyone who can make a movie out of nothing in the amount of time, I mean, they're either resourceful or some level of genius enough to get something like that done, even if it's bad. So if the option is, how did they put it? If the option is either a good movie or no movie, what was it? It's either a good movie or a bad movie. I forget. I'm gonna butcher how they put it, but most directors, they operate under a certain, like, either it's going to be a good movie or a bad movie. It's either a good movie or a bad movie, and Ed Wood is either a movie or no movie. I think that's what it was. That's how they put it. Like Ed Wood, it did, good and bad didn't really enter into it. He just wanted to make a movie. Anytime he made a movie, didn't matter if it was good or bad. He just wanted to get the movie done, which probably wasn't the best attitude to have for that kind of endeavor, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, I've seen a few of his movies just through riff tracks. I've seen Bride of the Monster. I've seen Sinister Urge. I've seen Plan 9 from Outer Space from riff tracks, actually. So I've seen riffed versions of his movies. And they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad. And I will say that sure, Plan 9 from Outer Space could easily be one of the worst movies ever made. Given that the person that directed it was prolific enough to have more than one movie, and they were all bad, and this is the worst of the worst. Sure, that puts it near the top. But Manos, the guy only ever did one movie. He was not a director. He was a fertilizer salesman. And from Texas. He's just a fertilizer salesman from Texas. And got a wild hair to make a movie. Had an idea about this, whatever. And yep, Nerd Central still placing rocks, talking about random stuff. I am the multifaceted Sisyphus. I have more than one rock that I'm pushing up a hill. Suck that, Sisyphus. And we're talking about bad movies. Yeah. But yeah, Plan 9 is pretty bad, and I give you that. I'm not saying it's not bad, but I would easily put Manos at the top of the bad movies. I would put it at the top. Manos first, Plan 9 easily second, and then I would say, oh man, like The Room is definitely top 5. Birdemic is pretty bad, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be worse movies than Birdemic. I mean, Birdemic is pretty bad. It would definitely be top 5. I would say, yeah, Birdemic is top 5. For me, anyway. Worst movies, I would say definitely. But yeah, I mean, Manos is fresh in my mind. I watched it today. So... And I watched Bride of the Monster today as well, which is an Ed Wood movie. And that one is pretty awful. It also has, of course, Bela Lugosi, because you know he and Eddie were close. I think that was the first movie. That was the first movie they worked on, was Bride of the Monster, and then they did Plan 9. Was that or was it Plan 9 first? Because I know he has stand-ins in both, Bella. So I think maybe they were doing it at the same time. I'm gonna have to watch the movie again. I'm gonna have to watch the Ed Wood movie again. Because Bella has stand-ins in Bride of the Monster and Plan 9, where you can tell it's not him. So maybe they were doing footage for both, you know, at the same time, and then he passed away. But yeah, I know he was in the hospital for part of Bride of the Monster. Was it Bride of the Monster? Anyway, he checked himself in to rehab at one point. I'm pretty sure it was Bride of the Monster. Yes, it was Bride of the Monster, because they tried to raise money for him with the movie release, but it did not do as expected, which is kind of sad. So yeah, I don't know where I was going. I was just starting to talk about bad movies and Manos. But yeah, I've been like working from home. I've just been putting on. I have a whole collection of mystery stuff. Like every DVD volume that they've put out is on the shelf above me, like literally right here. So I have all the DVD volumes that they put out. I'm missing maybe a few of the singles, maybe, because they put out like one-offs of like Wild World of Batwoman didn't come in a volume; it came by itself. But I have that one. Crawling Hand, also I have that one. What's it? Egaw. Egaw came by itself, but I also have that one. So I don't know if I missed any of those. And there is one that I don't have that's like $400 now because it had Godzilla versus Baragon. No, not Baragon. Godzilla versus Megalon on there, and they didn't own the license to it. So they had to re-release it as, what was it, 11.2 or 10.2 or something like that, volume 10.2, and they replaced that movie with the Giant Gila Monster. I have the Giant Gila Monster version because I don't have $400 to spend on a DVD. Even though that is a good episode. I think that's the first episode I ever saw of Mystery Science Theater. Was Godzilla vs. Megalon. It was Thanksgiving, 1990 whatever. But yeah, that's a good one. That's the one with Jet Jaguar. Jet Jaguar. Jet Jaguar. It's a great song. Although I do like especially having watched Mystery Science Theater in. Hey, Uiti, what's up? Or Uiti. I know you've told me how to pronounce it. I'm gonna butcher it every time. I'm sorry. we're doing rocks, talking about Mystery Science Theater 2000. Uti, got it. Ignoring the I. Uti, got it. Or the eyes. There's two. Gotcha. We're placing rocks, talking about Mystery Science Theater 3000 and bad movies in general. Like recent bad movies. Oh my gosh. One movie that I saw unriffed and thought this should be riffed was one that Riff Tracks eventually did. It was called Rotor. It is horrible. I highly recommend it. Pronounced the best of all the pizza try. The two eyes are for me to watch. Ah, got it. Ba-dum-ts. Nice. But yeah, if you can find, actually, if you just go to the Riff Tracks website, they have Rotor up on there. And actually, you might actually be able to watch it on streaming services. I've seen it for free, like on the Roku channel. And if you have that, if you have a Roku, yeah. But Rotor, oh my god, it was so bad. I watched it without riffing. And it was just kind of like on the edge of my seat, just like, oh my god, they need to do, someone needs to do this. And of course it was after MST3K, so Riff Tracks was, the game that was going. So I was like, yeah, they need to do this. They need to do this movie. And they finally did it, which was amazing. I was so excited when it finally came out. God, so much about that movie's, ugh. The main character in Rotor is dubbed throughout the entire movie. It's in English. This is a movie filmed in the United States. All the actors are American, as far as I can tell. But the main character is dubbed throughout the entire movie. Makes no goddamn sense. And this was made in I want to say the early 80s. Something like that. I think it came out. It's like a RoboCop kind of, bandwagon kind of movie. So I think it came out around the same time as the first RoboCop, is my guess. All right, I gotta delete a couple of these. Hold on, let's see. All right, that's a little better. Yeah, I'm trying to do a wedge shape-ish. There we go. That makes more sense. A diagonal line upward toward there. That makes more sense. All right. Looking pretty good. And of course, when we need to get at stuff that's in the dungeon itself, if we can just cut away, really easy. Ta-da! Not a big deal. Covering stuff up in TaleSpire is preferred. You know, it's actually it's looking pretty good there. Yeah. We're gonna throw down a little more green. I might clear off some of this green, just to kind of, you know, make it a little more sparse, make some of the stone show through a little bit more. But yeah, it's coming along. And once we have the water, I think we're gonna bring the water. Let's test it out. Actually, can I do a? No, that's fine. Let's try this. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, once you have the water up, you can't really see through it at an angle. Yeah, that actually kind of covers things up a little bit. So if I put like some swampy bed, some mud along there to cover this up, it's actually going to cover it up quite good. A few gaps brings it to life. Oh yeah, excellent. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're coming along. We've decided not to go all the way down to the bottom. We're probably going to do a few more. Probably another half again down, and then whatever we need to go up to do the top part of it, and try and construct a skull face into the hillside, because that's how they describe the hillside. At the top, once you reach the top of the hill and you look down, you can see what appears to be a grinning skull composed out of rocks and other debris, I think. Let's see what exactly it says. Just for funsies. Building this for yourself. Post on Tavern. It will be posted on Tavern once it's done. I'm throwing this up on Tales Tavern. For sure. Absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But, it usually just says show them. Oh well. Anyway, there's a grinning skull thing at the top. Anyway, anywho. Whoops. Let me move this back. There we go. All right. Let's get this show back on the road. Antiques Roadshow. Man, when I was going to school in Pittsburgh, that was when did that disappear? Oh. Uh-oh. Whoops. Whoa. Oh, that's what? Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Have a look at a few that have been made on Tavern for inspiration. Similarly. Oh, cool. But build for your own, sure. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I should look that up. See if there are any other tombs of horrors on there. What is this doing that? Do I need to lock this? No. Am I too high up? Oh, whoa. What did I do? Whoa. Hold on. Ooh. Looks like we're getting near the top of what we can actually build. Oh, we are at the top. Oh. That's why. Okay. New plan. Let's come down a layer or two. Because otherwise, no one's going to be able to walk around on top of this thing. So the top of this is going to be a little flat. That's fine. There we go. That's still a little tall, but I think we're good. We might be able to clear away some of this, and well, those I think are fine. But yeah, I think from here on in, we just have to go straight across, more or less. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to do anything, because we're right at the top of our build space. Wow, I didn't think we'd get up there that quick. Huh. Oh well. Oh well. Oh, it's time for a first ad break. When we come back, we are gonna keep doing this and talk about more bad movies, maybe, or talk about some more D&D. You know that kind of stuff. All right, be right back. Whoas! Hey, how's it going, guys? We are back. We are back to playing some TaleSpire. Let's do this. There we go. Oh, we had swamp sound effects last time, and we forgot to apply it. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. Forgot about that. Building the hillside in which the Tomb of Horrors is concealed. We arrived at the top of our build space here, and I think I have a workaround. We're gonna try and like build up with some of these. Oops, I'm getting build mode. There we go, build mode. Sweet. We're just gonna try and build up with some of this greenery, but not exclusively greenery. We do want to keep some of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, the rockiness. So we're gonna keep some of that, but we're gonna definitely scale in a little bit, just because I did not realize that we were so limited on space, which is our fault. But hey, this is less integral than what we encountered last time, where we built built everything a little too low, so we couldn't go any lower. So yeah, yeah, I guess the Tomb of Horrors is just big enough in TaleSpire to get almost to the top and almost to the bottom. Wow, we didn't even do that with Keep on the Borderlands. That's crazy. So I guess as far as scale, this is a little bigger, maybe. It's not as wide, that's for sure. It doesn't have the width and breadth of Keep on the Borderlands, but it certainly beats it on height. That's for sure. With this one pit alone, it beats it. There's one pit trap. Ooh, skeletons! Alright. So, ooh, there we go. Let's cut away a little bit here. Yeah, I think this is going to be a weird, almost triangular shaped hill, where it's going to come to like almost a kind of a point over here, but not really, and it's going to slope downward as it comes in this direction, because yeah, I would say this being the highest ridge, I'm fine with that. And then it just kind of slopes downward. And we can put like the skull face looking this direction, like from that vantage looking in this direction. I'm fine with that. Even though in the book or in the module it's facing this way. Which I guess we should probably just go ahead and do to make it face this way. Alright. see, get some of this. And rotate. Boop. Bring it up here like that. Oh. It's like, what is that noise? My cats are playing in the back. What the heck they're doing? They're being calm today. They're not zooming, which is new. They usually wait until I start streaming, and then, oh, Papa needs quiet, so that means we just zoom all over the place for 3 hours. Because that's the way we do things. Oops, there we go. There we go. Whoop. Let's look here for, whoa. Hello. Yeah. Let's see. Let's throw one of these bad boys up in there. We can rotate it correctly. Ooh. Don't want to see the trunk, so we got to be careful there. I kind of want it to meld with the hillside. So I guess like that. Sure, that works. Alright. Cool. Some of these we're going to go ahead and bring down so as to clear up some of the space above, or right where I had them. Yeah, clear up this space just to expose some of the rock. Yeah. We'll put that one all the way down there. There we go. And that. And this can go. Oops. Can go in a little. And can go down. Over this way. Rotate. Right there. Push that one in a bit so we can hide the trunk. Yeah, again, that one. Kind of losing our cover a little bit. But you know what? I think we're okay. Move that down. Move that in. There. And okay. Oh yeah, that looks already. It looks like 10 times better. Break up that green a little bit. It's very condensed. I got a little happy with it last week. I'm gonna try and break it up just a little bit. Have some of the stone showing through. And another thing I can do to cover up these trunks, if I don't like them, I can just cover them up with another trunk. I can just cover them up with one of these. Because this, I don't mind having. Oh. I was freaking out a little bit. That's fine. Whew. So yeah, if we just do like that, I'm fine with it. Because then it just looks like swamp vines. Not to be confused with red vines. Do you know they have grape red vines? I did not know that till recently. They taste exactly how you would expect. for anyone who, if you've ever had grape candy, they taste exactly how you would expect them to taste. So we're gonna leave that there. I think having a little bit of a build up in some areas is fine. Let's see. And I don't want to take away too much because I know some of it is just to kind of even it out and make it look like a hill and not a treetop. So if I pull away some that, like a load-bearing piece, so to speak, we could be in trouble, and I don't want to have to backpedal too much. I mean, it's not that big a deal, but I'd rather not have to do it. Let's see, I'll put that one right there. And we'll just move this down a little. Move this down in. And this we definitely need to move because you can see the trunk. What's going on? The best way to... guess. Yeah, sure. Again, if rock shows through, it's fine. We want that. We actually want that. Cool. Another thing I've been watching lately with my wife, we're big fans of the IT Crowd, and we love Richard Ayoade, who plays Moss on IT Crowd. And so we watched, we found and watched all of Travel Man, which is a show where he travels to different places in the world with celebrities, both British and American celebrities. And he hates traveling, so it's amazing. But yeah, there's episodes where my favorite is the episode where he goes to, I think it's Amsterdam, with Chris O'Dowd, who is also on the IT Crowd, and they go to a snow globe museum, and Chris O'Dowd's holding this big snow globe, and he pretends to almost drop it, and then he drops it. Oh my god. It was one of the funniest moments I've ever seen. The look on their faces. Of course, Richard Ayoade, of course, just like, just the stoic, just, I knew that was going to happen. So great. Let's see. But yeah, we've been watching. We watched all of Travel Man, and of course we love the IT Crowd. And we found out recently about the Big Fat Quiz Show of the Year, which is a thing that, you know, being in the States, I don't know about this stuff, but it's a thing in Great Britain. They have the Big Fat Quiz Show of the Year, where it's a panel of comedians and other celebrities, and Jimmy Carr hosts it, and he just asks questions about the year. It's on every Christmas or Boxing Day, whatever you want to call it. They have the Big Fat Quiz Show, and they just ask questions about all the major events of the year, the different categories: entertainment, sports, whatever, politics, and they just ask questions about it. And Richard Ayoade is often one of the guests on there, and also Noel Fielding, who was also on IT Crowd. He played Richmond, and the executive goth. And anytime that they're on that show together, oh my god, it's so hilarious. Like pretty much every episode we've seen so far is great. There was one episode that was Noel Fielding and Eddie Izzard. That was great. We love Eddie Izzard. Eddie Izzard is amazing. I actually saw Eddie Izzard live in Chicago when she came through, and this was right before she ran for office, and right after she ran a bunch of marathons. As this was a couple years ago. But yeah, she was so great seeing her live. The one thing the Big Fat Quiz Show does kind of do, even though it's sort of like after the fact, this is kind of like you get to know a little bit about what's going on in Great Britain. Of course, it's, you know, I can only get it on, streaming through YouTube. So it's like, all the past years. So I don't think there's a way for me to like watch it live this year. If there was, I would insist that we do. But yeah, I mean, it's not a live program. No, I don't think it's live. I think they film it and then they just air it on Christmas. But if I could watch the original airing this Christmas, that'd be amazing. But yeah, apparently the only way you can watch it in the States is through YouTube, and that's from people uploading it. That just are nice enough to have recorded it and upload it. At this point, I'm just kind of doing touch-ups, it feels like, and just chatting. Which is fine, but I would like a little bit more substance. Alright, let's see. I'm just trying to cover up these trunks. There we go. Torankusu. Yeah, let's move that down a little bit. That's ugh. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, just hide the trunk. Ooh. Why did clipping turn off? Why did it turn off, period? End statement. Why did clipping decide to stop right there? Whatever. Alright, so let me find a single. Is there a single? Single? Anyone? Single one? Oh, there you go. Single one. I'll pop it in here. Kind of bridge that gap, hide the trunk. Ooh. Yeah, there we go. Right there. Alright. Okay. Let's see. Let's grab this bad boy. Yeah, that works. We'll grab him and whoops. Pull it down here somewhere. There we go. Oh, we got some sneaky trunks in here. Some sneaky boys. Let's see. Grab this guy. And I don't want to solve the problem with another problem, so we're just going to rotate it to a facing that's pretty much guaranteed to, or almost guaranteed, to take care of the problem. Aha! Beautiful. There we go. That mostly did it. It mostly did the trick. Hold up. There. That does the trick 100%. There. Done. Alright. Let me grab three for man. Do one of these. Just like that. And then rotate it. And oh wait. Can I get away with that? No? Yes? Here, let's just do this. Let's just have that hanging off there, hanging off right there. There we go. Don't have to have it lining up perfectly with the way we wanted. I mean, screw my idea, right? Let's scooch. Yeah, let's scooch that down. We want to show more of that mud that we took the time to line up and soften the edge of and make look all nice and pretty. Let's show more of that. We took the time to do it, right? Let's go ahead and grab this bad boy, throw him there, and grab this bad boy, throw him down here somewhere as well. Right about there-ish. There-ish. There. No trunk. No trunk. Alright. Ooh, I see some trunks sticking out. That one we fixed, basically. This one, however, this is a problem. Alright. There we go. That's better. Cool. Still wanna break this up a little bit. Still a lot. It's a lot. It's kind of piled on top of each other. Let's just do one of those. And how about that? Take that away. Move it over here. About there? Sure. And again, I have to be careful that I'm not, like, reveal... Because some of these I placed to conceal something, and I don't want to... I don't want to just pull a bunch away and be like, oh, well, those needed to be there. Oops. Alright. I think for now, we're good. And I gotta say, we now know how high up we can go, and this is it. This is as high up as we can go. So let's just go ahead and keep on building inward and see how we can make this work. In fact, we might come down another whole layer and just come in there. That way we can actually build up a little bit if we need to. Once we go in a bit. Yep. Yep. Alright. So let's take this and start a building. And we can come up slightly if we need to. I think we are. Just a little bit. And actually, what we can do, since this is the top, we're gonna do, obviously we're gonna do some more of this greenery around the edge here and there, but then we can go into like the jungle floor tiles, which I'm not crazy about, but we can make them work because it has the same kind of leaf texture on them, but they're flat. So, but they also have, you know, mud and vines and stuff. So, yeah. This is the detailed part of TaleSpire building. It's quiet and slow-paced. Exactly. Exactly. Tiles will stop. Oh, nice. You might want to transition tiles a bit. These props, if a slight gap is missed, will have a mini fall to the layer below. Oh, Possibly the base mat tiles will stop that. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. So, Uti, it sounds like you have some inside baseball on TaleSpire. Do you work for Bouncy Rock, or work with Bouncy Rock to some degree? Yeah, I think we're also gonna have about 900 hours in the game, and they go, no, nice. Nice. Yeah, I would. I mean, it would probably be the same if I actually ran games in here in TaleSpire. I mean, I would make all my maps in here, but my players, most of my players don't have TaleSpire. They've only got like you. I built a post on Tavern. Oh, nice, cool. I'll have to check out some of your stuff on there. Is it you have the same same username on Tavern? Stream builds so I feel the pain of silence concentration. Oh, cool, cool. I will check that out. There we go. And there we go. All right, so we are going to transition now to tiles per Uti's suggestion. Because yeah, it's going to be flat from here on out mostly. If we do need to adjust slightly, we can still. We gave ourselves a little bit of breathing room, just a tiny amount of breathing room, so we can maybe put down some trees or something, maybe. But and we also do need to build the skull face, so that'll be fun. Blend in the rocks through, though, to keep transition from being too... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. We're definitely going to be doing some clipping. Let's see here. So, in nature, if we go to... I believe... Oh, no, it's in... Here we go. Nature, right here. So it's one of these. Which one has the best? Oh, hello. Has the closest texture to. Move the grid up. It's jungle. Let me show you jungle. Okay, so it's all these. The little 1x1. That one has some leaves. I mean, we can mix and match. That has vines and leaves. I think we just want the leaves. We could do vines. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. And there are two different ones? Are these different? They are. Alright, that gives us more options. if we can sort of mix and match and rotate and use two different tiles there. And I guess we could potentially throw that one in for a little more texture. That would be good. That's just a 1x1. 1x1s I'm mostly going to ignore because this just takes too long to build with them. And we could probably also throw in some of these. So I'm just going to throw these over here as a sort of palette off to the side. And maybe this one too. Oops, didn't mean to star that one. I do like it, but whatever. Maybe throw those off to the side there. Also, let's see, where's our buddy? There it is, the dirt pile. It's great for filling in gaps and softening corners. Alright, so I think we're gonna do this corner right like that. Whoops, I'm doing this wrong. Copy. Haha.
Just like that. Maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe I need one that's not... Yeah, let's do one of these first. Because the water is going to get clipped out by stone. And we do need to come all the way out here. Ish. Whoa. There we go. If you want, you can add the mud and mud puddle. If you use the water jungle, it looks nice at lower land levels. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Yep, that's too far in. Yeah, I guess we gotta scooch that just a hair. Oh, too much. There we go. And we can always just lower these if we need to, or raise them. That's the other way we can do it. Oop, too much. There we go. Alright. Let's grab one of those. And a little bit. And down a little bit. Like that. Come back up. And across there. That. And down a little. Alright. Pretty sure we're going to go off in that direction a little bit more. So I don't need to do as much on the right side. Let's see. Whoop. Okay, sure, that works. And do one more. Ooh, actually, right there. That kind of works. Sure. All right. Nice mud pit. Thank you. All right. So, we're going to just kind of alternate a little bit. And throw that down. And rotate it. That work. Guess that kind of works. Sure. Was that? No, was that? Yeah. Okay. One of those. Another one over here. One right here. And then we'll do one mud pit or puddle. There we go. And another one of these. All right. Okay. And we can also play with elevations a little bit. Like we can come up half steps and stuff, and use this tile again to kind of soften those transitions as well. So for instance, if we say want to come up half a step here, boop, just like that, we can just take this and kind of, blend it into the tiles beneath it just a little bit, so it doesn't look like a low poly game from the Nintendo 64. Same you do, yeah. You can do it with snow too, definitely. They were nice enough to have foresight with the mud and snow to give you these little tiles. And they also have like there's a moss type tile that you can kind of finagle. We use that a lot in the grotto. You can see in the background, upper right corner. We use that sort of mound of moss tile a lot too. In the same kind of application, just kind of softening corners and stuff. I guess that's the only way that's going to work. Yeah, we'll just bring it up on. There we go. That works. And down, let's rotate it. There we go. It's a little mound, and then we can do that here and there on this hillside, so it isn't just flat, which wouldn't look good after everything we've done. It'd be the lazy thing to do, and now's not the time for that. There we go. And we can even top that off with a creepy tree. I wouldn't do that one. We can do... Well, I don't want to go too tall because we don't have that much room. So, I mean, we could do, like, this thing, maybe, if we really want to. But, that's, like, at the tip top of our available space. I mean, we could always just kind of sink it down so it isn't as tall, and top it off with just a regular thing. Let's see. We never did find that. Oh, here it is. I was gonna say we never did find this thing in the menu, but oh, it's right there. That works. That's a creepy tree, kind of. Do it this way, so it makes a little bit more sense. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, there's a nice creepy looking tree. And we can also throw some vines coming up. Or roots, I should say. Kind of popping up there. Cool. That's fine. And again, we're gonna soften. I think, yeah, this is the ultimate goal: is to use this to soften up all the edges and all of the seams. It would be to soften up the seams would be also be great, but that's going to be very time consuming. But hey, you know what? It'll be worth it. Alright, a little bit. Okay, good. There, and then up a little, and then in a bit, and there, and then up a little, and then in a bit more. Maybe rotate it slightly. Can I get away with that? No, it's gotta be straight. All right. And then there, and up a bit. There, and then come out a little bit since we have the room to do so. There we go. Down to there. Fill that in as best we can. Black Wolf Magic with the follow. Thank you so much. It is much appreciated. Welcome to the stream. We're building the Tomb of Horrors the boring part. We're building the hill that encompasses the tomb. Just woke me out of my meditation. Oh God! That sound effect gets me every time too. It's just like, oh, right. That's a good thing. Let's see here. Up a bit. Just trying to soften these seams a little. I think we're doing okay. I don't want to get stuck on this one spot. Only shows up on the good streams and oh, well then I'm honored. Welcome, Black Wolf Magic, and thank you. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna do this edge here, and then we're just gonna move on. We're gonna lay down a base of very harsh edged tiles that we are then going to go through and soften up with more of this. But I think for now, the important thing to do is to get down the volume of this hilltop and then go in and do this detail work after the fact. So, with that in mind, let's see. Let's make an arrangement here. Let's see. Let me grab some of this. Oops, kind of do a pastiche. And from that, we can kind of copy and paste. I want to line these up in a way that I like. That looks pretty good. That's the same tile. Let me think. Actually, that was pretty... that's good. Like that. And I would say this one again. Yeah. Alright. So, let's grab this and copy it. And then we're just gonna pasty rotate. Pasty rotate. Pasty rotate. Let's get on the right level. There it is. And then rotate it. And then rotate it. And rotate. 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 I'm so glad that they now allow the pasting of groups of objects into other objects. So you can do clipping with groups of objects now. For a while, that was kind of a... it was a short while. Well, for me it was. That you couldn't do it. I think the area of the length of time in which I found out about clipping and learned that I couldn't clip into objects with groups of objects was very short. But clipping has existed for a little while in this program. I just didn't know about it. Oops, that's two. That's not good. Well, we can do that, and we can just go back and delete the ones that are too close to the edge. Because we still want to fill this in. And this is the quickest way to do it. We are, of course, going to come back in and throw down some sick detail. Whoa. Okay. Lost my tile there. It's fine. Alright, so we want to get rid of basically this whole row. Ooh, those are not the right height. There we go. Oh, no. I'm going to delete that one anyway. So I was talking earlier about... Oh, wow, that's all... that's all too high. Dang it. I was talking earlier about bad movies. Oops. And sort of what is considered the worst movie, I guess, in Western cinema. I'm sure every culture, every country has their own that has a movie industry of some sort, has their own, movie that they consider bad. But I would say in Hollywood, the worst Hollywood movie, or the worst Hollywood movies, or Hollywood adjacent movies, like of all time. And I had mentioned Manos: The Hands of Fate, which is pretty bad. Plan 9 from Outer Space, which is also pretty bad. There's a contention. There's some people those butt heads. Also, The Room, which is a little more contemporary. That's also a very bad movie. But I think there are worse. There's made for TV movies that are just kind of they don't see the light of day. But those are bad in a way that's not fun. There are movies that are bad in a fun way. That's like, oh, this is so bad that it's good. That kind of thing. The Room. The Room. when I The Last Jedi. Oh yeah, but it's bad, but it's not like a fun bad. It's just kind of this isn't that great. There are parts. There are parts that are just really. Which, yeah, you could definitely. Those are elements that are definitely inherent in the fun bad kind of movie. But in its sense, it wasn't really fun bad. It's kind of disappointing bad. But the early the prequel Star Wars, some of them are fun bad if you really want to torture yourself, in my opinion anyway. And anything, I also mentioned I watch a lot of Mystery Science Theater, and a lot of the movies that they there's a whole chunk, a period of time where they discovered Coleman Francis, and Coleman Francis was a director that. It's just kind of like an Ed Wood kind of situation. Is he would rather make a movie, even if it was going to be bad, than not make a movie. Those are his options. It's either we don't make the movie, or we make a movie, regardless of how good it is. That was the thing. And you can tell there's he had aspirations of being a director. You could tell. He was prolific. He did a lot of movies, and he starred in at least one of them that I'm aware of. But they are not good, but they're not good in a fun way. They're just kind of like that head-shakingly bad that you're just kind of like, you got to be kidding me. And I can't click and drag with the top. Oops, I forgot to rotate. Whoop. And somehow we dropped down a level. That's fine. We'll just correct and come back and fix those. But today I had mentioned I watched Manos: Hands of Fate today, so it's fresh in my mind. I also watched an Ed Wood movie, Bride of the Monster, today, so that's also fresh in my mind, and that's also a real stinker. So yeah, there are some really bad movies, and as I also mentioned, I'm a fan of Mystery Science Theater, so I watch a lot of bad movies, and with my job now being at home, I just have them on in the background, just watching, just not even really watching, just kind of like as background noise. But my God, some of them I can't imagine watching without the treatment, the Mystery Science Theater treatment. To be fair, with him, it was the dawn of the movie era, so it's bound to be bad. Yeah. Yeah, some, especially with the earlier movies, it's kind of like, well, it's early, you know. They were just figuring everything out. There, I guess the trope. I mean, of course there were tropes, because any movie. Well, I guess movie tropes were born from writing tropes, kind of, because some of them translate to screen, and some of them were just kind of born from bad writing. Or lazy writing, I guess, because on paper it just looks like, okay, sure, but then when you sometimes you see it on screen, and it's just like, oh, it's it's all the good old revenge trope, or the good old twist, which is such a trope, that kind of thing. But yeah, I would say the worst movie I've seen through Mystery Science Theater, or my favorite, well, it's the worst movie I've seen / my favorite episode, is The Castle of Fu Manchu. And it's very bad. It's like a fever dream. It's so bad. Like, the plot, you have no idea what's going on at any given time. And it's so poorly shot and dubbed and edited, and it's just like everything is bad, and it's just getting your head around the movie is just almost impossible. It's just like you have the flu, and you're just coming in and out of consciousness. It's like you'll connect with the movie for a second. It's like, oh, I think I know what's going on, and then you pass out again, aka the movie just goes off in this direction. It's like, I don't know what's going on now. Oh, I love that movie. I love to hate it. It's so bad. And is it Christopher Lee? Christopher Lee is in it as Fu Manchu. Good old Hollywood whitewashing. And He was Saruman, wasn't he? I think he was. He was Saruman. He was in Star Wars, one of the prequels. Dooku? Count Dooku? I think he was Count Dooku. Anyway, yeah, a relatively young Christopher Lee was in Castle Fu Manchu. I want to say he was good in it, or the only good thing in it, but he was just kind of. He didn't have that much presence on the screen. It was just kind of like there wasn't enough around him. Yes, also King Haggard in The Last Unicorn. Yes, yes, he was. That's true. But yeah, in Castle Fu Manchu, there just wasn't enough movie to present Christopher Lee. He just kind of got lost in the soup of Castle of Fu Manchu. But yeah, it's one of my favorite because it's like Mulholland Drive almost, like the best movie puzzle ever made, in my opinion. Mulholland Drive, and it's just a weird freaking movie, and I recommend it. It's definitely not a bad movie. For the longest time, I thought it was, until I rewatched it and when I finally got into David Lynch. And I rewatched Mulholland Drive. I'm like, oh, I get what he's doing. I was like, okay. But I still didn't understand what exactly was going on. I got what he was going for, like with the whole concept as a whole, but I still have no idea what the frick happened in that movie, in Mulholland Drive. But Fu Manchu is like on a different level. It's like the antithesis of it. It's like, it's bad, and you're trying to figure out how it's so bad and how something like this could have happened. It's like crime scene analysis. It's just it's the weirdest thing. But yeah, that I would say Castle of Fu Manchu is up there with one of my favorite bad movies of all time. And I would recommend watching it, but only with the Mystery Science Theater 3000 treatment. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a slog just to go through it and have to endure it. without the comedy treatment on it. Saw an amazing movie clip of Vincent Price calling Christopher Lee a bitch while Peter Cushing is in the background. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that is amazing. Wow, that had to be like a Hammer film or something. That had to be some sort of Hammer film. Man, Vincent Price. Man, talk about hysterical to see all old guys be getting each other. No idea what movie it was. Yeah, because like Vincent Price, he, like, of course he was big in the 50s. He did House on Haunted Hill, obviously, and then he started doing a bunch of Poe, like movies based on the short stories of Edgar Allan Poe, through it was, I can't remember the theater, the movie company that did it, but it was one that was up and coming. I want to say American International, but I'm not 100% sure. It might have been American International Pictures. But their big one was Fall of the House of Usher, and that's where Vincent Price got into like the Edgar Allan Poe stuff, and then he did Pit and the Pendulum, and then others that were subsequently not as good as the early ones. But and then they started doing H.G. Wells stuff, and they did a really stinker of a H.G. Wells. I can't remember the name of it. It had to do with airships, and that was the beginning of the end for American International, I believe. But yeah, funny stuff. Yeah, that I would have loved to see. With Peter Cushing in the background, the non-canonical Doctor Who. Oh, we got to take our second ad break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about bad movies and other stuff, and make some more swampy areas. So stay tuned. More of this. Be right back. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. We are going to play some more TaleSpire. Let me turn the volume back up. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we were on the subject of bad movies, and we were talking about build mode. There we go. Talking about I don't know, just whatever bad movies spring to mind. I guess. Or what are your favorite old bad movies or new bad movies? Whatever. One of my favorite contemporary bad movies is Teen Witch, which I want desperately for Riff Tracks to riff, or maybe one of the new seasons of Mystery Science Theater, because it's coming back yet again. They just had a Kickstarter which did really well, so they're gonna do a new season, 2 new seasons of Mystery Science Theater 2000, so that'll be really cool, without relying on a network or even a streaming network. They're doing it themselves because they came back on Netflix, and Netflix had them for a while, and then after a bit Netflix was like, eh. So I think they want to avoid that. So they're now relying on just themselves. They're doing it. They're making their own. I think their own channel, the Gizmoplex. I think that's how it's going to work. And they're just going to have movies streaming through that. That's how I understand it. I could be wrong. But I mean, it's understandable. They were on the networks. I mean, they started out on. Well, I mean, going way back, they started out on cable access in Minnesota. Then they were on the Ha channel, which turned into the Comedy channel, which turned into Comedy Central. And they were on that for years. And then they moved over to the Sci-Fi channel. And then they got canceled. And then they came back through. I mean, they did other stuff in the interim, but then they eventually came back onto Netflix with the first Kickstarter thing, and I think they had two seasons there, and then the Netflix booted them, and now they're just going to do their own thing, their own little streaming network, which should be pretty cool. Trying to see if this is over far enough. I think this should be fine if we're over this far enough. I'm trying to frame this out at this point. So I think we're good. I'm just trying to see how far, what our surface area is going to be with this. And we're going to do more stuff like this to break it up, and we're going to vary the elevations a little bit just to kind of give it a little bit more texture. And bring in a little bit of the green of the treetops, maybe around the edge a little bit to soften it up. But yeah, it's a process. It's all a process. But yeah, they were on Sci-Fi. I'm sorry, back to this. They were on Sci-Fi. That was their last thing. They got canceled off of Sci-Fi, and then in the interim, Joel, the original, who left the show in season 5, he went off and just did, whatever. Which a lot of it was he did some music stuff. I think he worked with some musicians, and he did some directing. And did some acting. I know he was on the Freaks and Geeks. Freaks and Geeks. At like a small role, but for the most part, I think he just kind of chilled. And he eventually joined back up with a bunch of the cast from MST3K to do Cinematic Titanic, and they did that for a while, which is basically the same thing. It's just riffing on bad movies, but they did it in their own kind of way. It was still the silhouettes, but ramped up in like a very elaborate way, which was kind of neat. And then Mike, the second host, and Kevin and Bill did film crew for a while, which was the same. Just riffing on bad movies, with its own kind of premise, and then after that they did riff tracks. There's I think there's 6 film crew movies, and they're all great. They're all hilarious. They did a Peter Graves movie. It's this goofy sci-fi movie with Peter Graves. They did a like a skeezy early Hollywood movie with Rue McClanahan in it. Oh my god, that's she played one of the Golden Girls. She was on the Golden Girls. She played Blanche on the Golden Girls. My god, yeah, just some great stuff. Oh, we're over too far. Hold on. Whoop. That should be good, I think. Yeah, right about there. Is that lining up? Yes. Good. Okay. So let's rotate. And there. Maybe come in a little bit there. Oh. Ooh. Oh, no, we're fine. I keep forgetting that these are 5-foot increment. So we have 5-foot increments, but I have a 20-foot by 20-foot tile going here. So, yeah. Okay. Not a big deal. All right, so we need to come around these steps. So let's actually do that. And maybe like that. Okay. I think that's too far. There we go. And then just work our way that way at an angle, or a devil. Let's see. Whoops. I make all my stuff oversized. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Yeah. Got a little. I mean, we followed the parameters of the Tomb of Horrors as close as we could. We kind of matched it as best we could with the dimensions. I think we fudged it here and there, maybe 10 feet. But for the most part, it is to scale what is in the original module. Ooh, we do have some ground to make up for here. Oops. Haha, there we go. And there and there. And then we're gonna come out a little bit. Let's see, come in maybe that much. And another 10, and then flat out there, and then another 10, and then the rest is just we're gonna fill in with whatever, as long as they meet up, and they did. There we go. Okay, that's not so bad. I mean, it is a lot, but I think we can work with this. We can work with this. All right. I mean, we're trying to. Yeah, we'll use one by ones to fill that in. It's fine. It's fine. We have the tools at our disposal to make this easy for us. Oops. There we go. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's start from this side, so that all the odd tiles aren't over on that corner. There we go. All right, here we go. Oh, of course, now it's going to even out. Nope. There we go. Okay, that's good. That's what I was wanting. I was wanting to spread out the unevenness a little bit. Oops. Oh, Alenia's rating with a party of 6. Toad is very upset. Alenia, thank you so much. Welcome everybody. Thanks for stopping by. We're building the Tomb of Horrors in TaleSpire. We're doing the boring part right now, unfortunately, but we're doing the hillside in the swamp. We're just trying to get the top of this hill done, or at least laid out in a manner that we can come back in and do some detail later. But yeah, welcome to TaleSpire Monday. Yeah, the boring part is what makes the game go around, of course. Thanks so much. Welcome. We're building away here. Let's see. I'm gonna have to come in and do some touch-ups. That's fine. Let's see. And we're doing this like my setup. Thank you so much. We're building away. We're also talking about bad movies, just to shoot the breeze. You know, keep conversation flowing a little bit. Let's see here. Oops, one there. I'll put one of these here. I think that's fine. Let's take a look at this from the front. There we go. Okay. We're gonna soften up this edge like we did right here. This is our test corner. We're gonna use these little mud tiles to soften up the corner, transition to the rocks a little bit. We're also gonna bring up some more of this green to try and transition a little bit more. and we might bring in a few up here, here and there to kind of keep the theme going, make it tie in a bit more with the rest of it. Thank you. We finished the dungeon itself last week. Let's see if we can. There we go. There's the actual entrance to the Tomb of Horrors, and there is the green demon right there, with the sphere of annihilation in his mouth, and of course the archway, the misty archway. Whoops. One of three. Are there three? I think there are three misty archways that are no fun. That if you're playing Tomb of Horrors, don't go through an archway. And yeah, it's been a blast. We got the pillared throne room down here, which was fun. A little bit. There we go. Pillared throne room. The other green demon faces in the corners of there. You got one there and over here. But yeah, it's been a blast. Whoops. It took much less time to build in the Keep on the Borderlands, which we did. That was our last build. Was Keep on the Borderlands, which was like 20. It was like 20 plus 20. I think almost 29 weeks of streaming to do. To do this one took, what are we on, episode 11, I think, of this. I think so. Always so impressed by the sheer amount of work people can put into maps and yeah, it's the program makes it kind of easy. It makes it fun, if anything else. Even if it isn't like strictly easy, it's certainly fun, just because getting to see even like a map that's in your head realized in 3D, that's great. It's like, oh yeah, okay, that's how that would work. Or that's how that would not work. I need to change this, or this. Let's see, I'll throw that there. And I need to get to the nature tile. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Because we're going to need to just kind of pull from here. And I think we're just going to do some muddy tiles there. Oh, those are leaves. Do some leaves. Oh yeah, we should throw some muddy tiles in too, here and there. Why not? Throw one. Actually, don't throw one on the edge. I've learned not to put them near the edge. Working on a desert bathhouse right now. Taking a break from the Japanese castle builder. Oh, nice. Whoops. Yeah, I've done. This is my second map I've done on stream. I've done maps for just for some games of mine, and I have one map that I've just been doing for fun. And I'm slowly getting that one complete. Oh, cool. I can just throw one of those in there, maybe another one here. And then just more leaves. Leafy mud ones right there. Sure. And then one right here, and one right here, and one right here. And a bunch of that. And yeah, let's go back to these, those, and okay, cool. So that is the basic frame of the hilltop. One thing that we have to do is we have to make a skull face out of rock formations on the top of the hill, because it says in the module that there is I have to find this description. It's in here somewhere. It would say show them illustration. Oh, it's in the inside cover, so I guess it isn't numbered. A numbered illustration. Classes crawl. Entrance cleared. Oh, interesting. From the look of the one of the illustrations, it looks like a very flat hill. So cool. It's one of these crude little old illustrations. It's this guy pointing off in the distance at this hillside, and it looks very flat. I mean, it comes up a little bit, and then there's kind of plateaus. There's a couple bumps on top, but yeah. All right, I'm fine with that. We were very true to the original. There is a skull face on TaleSpire made out of rock assets. I think you can place it where you're. Oh, nice. Thanks for the follow, Alenia. Thank you so much. You mean on Tales Tavern? I'll have to check that out. That would save me some time, and if it looks good, then hey, why not? I will definitely have to reference the actual maker of that. Let's see here. If I plan on putting up, which I do plan on putting this up on Tales Tavern. Let's see. I guess it's not that important, but yes, there is a skull face on the hillside, made from rock. So, yeah. Oh yeah, Tales Tavern's great. It's getting to the point where it would be it's definitely. I mean, even now it's conceivable, but to run quick games like this map, you want to make it ahead of time on TaleSpire, just to have so your players can play through it, and you can make stuff on the fly if you need to. But TaleSpire is versatile enough that you don't. That's not the only way to use it. You can build quick and dirty terrain that it's like, oh, a random encounter time. We just need some grass. We need a road. We need a couple trees. And it takes maybe 5 minutes to get down, especially if you have your players helping you. If you give them DM permission to put stuff down, which I recommend, you can always take it back right when you're done. And that way you can kind of get through encounters quickly and get things kind of sorted away. But yeah, it's a great asset. I use TS for my own game. I DM for dungeon battle maps and use Roll20 for the rest of it. Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, I haven't had the opportunity to run too many games in TaleSpire. I ran one game for the crew for Zbashu and Erbuddy over on his channel, and that was a while ago. So those videos are probably long gone. I mean, that was like last year sometime, I think. So yeah, those VODs are long gone. But I ran an old module from second edition. I kind of just ported over to fifth, and it was a blast. It was great to see all the I'd run it before this a couple times, this module, so it was great to see the maps in 3D. That was my favorite part of it, is getting to see the maps that I've come to know and love realized in 3D. Take 2FL, thank you so much for the follow. Let's see. All right, so we have that. That's good. We have the top done. We're gonna swap out some of these for some more texture. We're gonna put in some more, and in fact, we can take out some of these and put in mud. Just make it less repetitive. So I don't really need this. I don't want to have to scroll all the way over there for that, right? I will leave this, because I think I might need it, and I think I'll also leave this just in case. But for now, we are going to, I guess, let's just try and texture this this hilltop. I mean, this was like the one of the major goals was just to get this. Oh man, I did one called Meek Returns, and I've just took a character I have on Curse of Strahd. On Roll20 campaign I'm playing, and I bring him back into areas we visited by TaleSpire. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's so much fun. I can actually show you one of these real quick. I still have them here. So for Destiny of Kings was the name of the second edition module. And where's the big... Oh, Montanel. This one is infamous. Montanel is infamous. I've heard slightly well known for its nonsensical construction or planning, because it's a citadel in the middle of... It's like on a crossroads. It's a citadel. It has a market. It has a jousting pitch. It has like the main castle here. That the Duke visits, and he basically has a room here or a suite here. But it also has like a kitchen. It's got barracks and the captain of the guard. It's got a dungeon where the players actually got captured. Let me turn away from... There we go. There's the dungeon. It's got the dungeon. It's got a secret tunnel. I can't remember if the secret tunnel was part of the original thing. I think I added that in. But yeah. And the thing about it is that it has all this. It has the market. It has the citadel where the Duke stays and his military, and it has a slums. That was it. So who lives in the slums? Servants? Do people who live in the slums run the stalls? It doesn't really make sense. This is a tavern that I added. You know, there was no tavern in the original map in Destiny of Kings. So I was just like, that doesn't make any sense. So I had to add a tavern. It's just kind of built into the wall. But it makes sense if you're going to have jousting competitions there. Wouldn't you have like a tavern to serve to the people who are watching the joust? And I built like a jousting sort of tent, stand here where people watch, and then there's a balcony here where the Duke can watch from, and there's the stable here, and I added this little magic shop here because, there was nothing here, and there's room enough for a little tiny magic shop. And these are barracks, and the I didn't understand why this is a huge like slums area. It made no sense to me. Which I actually have to go back through and replace these farmland these farm furrows with just mud. This was before they had mud. I made this a while ago. Scorn Prime, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. But yeah, this was just one of the maps. This was Montanel. It was cool to see this in 3D. But yeah, I got this as a sort of the winch to pull up the portcullis and the boiling oil just for for unwanted visitors, that kind of thing. So yeah, that was fun. And the other one I'll show you, and then we'll just get back to the other stuff. Is Fontainebleau Abbey. Yeah, this one took a while. This one took a little while. But yeah, this is the abbey where the players come upon it and they find out that it's been ransacked. Looks really nice, and mud gives it a bit of age to show how long you've really been creating. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I need to go back through and swap those tiles out. But yeah, this is Fontainebleau Abbey, which is where the PCs find out that it's been ransacked, and they have to help they find a ghost in the back here. There he is. There's a ghost that tells them what happened. But in the original module, the ghost, when it appears, it does its spook thing. Like, ghosts are not great, even if they're not trying to attack you. Just by appearing,
they age you like 10 years. And one of the players, he snuck around to this door and went inside, and the ghost just appeared, and he aged 10 years immediately. And then the ghost went through his whole dialogue of telling him what happened and who killed him, and how he has to go and save whoever. And the player character was like, I'm out of here, and he just left. They got only as far as into this room, and then they left. They didn't see the rest of the abbey. So yeah, there's a lot of yes, it's very spiky. How do you get the rotational view to get only top down? Oh, you mean like this, or like that? Oh, I only get top down. Oh, you just use the scroll, the mouse scroll, and you can just click and hold on the wheel, and then you rotate. You just click and hold on the scroll wheel, and that'll rotate you. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's TaleSpire. It took a little bit for me to get the controls of it when it first came out. Some of it was intuitive, just because I used some design programs like Adobe stuff, and there's a little bit of crossover there. But yeah, they changed some stuff with the Chimera build, and that took me a second to wrap my head around. Just saved my neck if it's a grant at the time. Yeah. So yeah, it's this was Fontmere Abbey. This was one that they didn't really see much of, which is fine. It got the point across. And the burned out outbuilding back here, they set on fire. Not the players, the bandits that ransacked it. But yeah, that took a little while, but that was fun. It was fun to do. Whoops. And I'll show you one more. This was one that I've just been doing in my free time. If I can find it. Where is it? There it is. The part that makes me hurt for DMs and map designers. Sure. Yeah, I mean, it was fun, and I can always use it for other stuff. You know? I can always just repurpose the map later for other stuff. It's not a big deal. 6 maps worth of islands, and they went by land. Yeah, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes sometimes. And as a DM, just gotta be like, okay, fine. This is my DM. Oh, perfect. Oh man, yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is sometimes. So this is, and I've shown this on stream before. This is Doncastle, which is a city in Udentu. I'm sticking with that pronunciation. Thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. We are this is a city in the Forgotten Realms. It's canon, not this build of it, but it is. It's called Doncastle. It's on the Moonshae Isles in the Forgotten Realms, on the island of Alaron, on the western shore of Alaron. There is no description for it that I can find, like on Forgotten Realms wiki, for like any of the old like mod, like 3.5, 4th edition, 5th edition. No, they have no mention of Doncastle other than a passing, oh, it's a city. So I kind of went with, okay, it's an abandoned dwarven citadel that got flooded when the whole 4th edition storyline of the returned Seraphal and a bunch of like Aber returned. That's what it was. Aber returned, where there was a bunch of like land shifting and stuff, and yeah. But anyway, it flooded, and the dwarves abandoned it, and so it got taken over by humans that just kind of built off of the main citadel part and just kind of built docks out from there, and just, you know, little shanty houses and stuff like that. There were a few surviving buildings that they kind of took over, like this guild house here that's like a 2-parter. It's got this little connector, and just some of these buildings which got repurposed into like
smithies or inns or barracks or whatever. And my favorite were the prisons, because you can't really build down to make a dungeon, so they have vertical dungeons for their prisoners, which is kind of brutal, because you just kind of you lock them all up into these towers. This is the general population, and then you got the solitary or the very special personal cages, if you will. In this, I did all of this before they did the arbitrary placement stuff and arbitrary rotation. So there is some stuff in here that I have to go back in and like shift slightly and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all for another day. It's, you know, when I have time. But yeah, we got the main citadel part with like this very small kitchen and whoops, let me see if we can go down a little bit more. There we go. I got the bedrooms, and I think I have a little small throne room. There it is. This little, they're very pragmatic here. There's a very small throne room for you know, audiences with the what is he? I guess he's just the Lord. The Lord of what was his name? Because all of it is lore that I made up. I'm trying to remember what I made up. Yule Farragut. His name was Lord Yule Farragut. But yeah. Wow. All right. Enough of this. Let's go to the homebrews life, exactly. But yeah, we made these. I made these gates that if I can get it to open. Oh, I can. But yeah, the double gates that open up to let boats in. A lot of fun. But yeah. All right, let's go back to our current project, which is the Tomb of Horrors. All right, cool. Let us do some more texture up here. Go back into build mode. All right. So we need this mud. This mud is life. Mud is life. On Arrakis, spice is life, but here, wherever this is, mud is life. Big portcullis gates ignite my anxiety because I know that they contain something. Exactly. Those are to keep the unwanted out. But yes, I do take your meaning. Absolutely. Go. All right. See, that already looks better with the mud. It makes it look like it's actually, you know, has form. It's not just a flat poopy. That's what that sound effect meant. It meant it's a flat poopy. Let's see. I guess we should do the edge along here, right? I think that's our first big thing, is to do that, just to kind of get that squared away. Whoops. There we go. And yeah, that's fine. Poopy. Exactly. Let's see. Can I go down or up? I can't go up much further, so yeah, that's fine. And just kind of square off that corner a little bit. Come up a little and rotate it that way. Soften up that edge. Yeah. And then let's see. Down a little, and this one's going to be a pain in the butt as well. And then like that, and then let's see if if we can get away with this. Aha! All right. Oh, maybe also here. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. So let's focus on this area first, along this edge, and then we'll go back in. And actually, for the seams of this, we're probably going to use this. I don't know how. Actually, that's the lazy way to do it. Like, could do it that way, but I'm not going to do it that way. Because, like, sure, it closes up the seam, but you can still see the hard edge. And that's not what I don't want that. So we're not going to do it that way. We're gonna use this, which is gonna take so much longer, but it's gonna be so worth it. So worth it. I guess I gotta. Yeah, gonna have to come down and then come back up, or build back up. Should just come out this way and then gradually come up to here. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Sweet. Down a little bit, and then over this way a little bit. There we go. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Hold up. I think I've got some overhang that I gotta take. Well. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's fine. And there. Whew. And down. There, and whew, it's tricky. Yeah, if I don't give myself much of an edge, can't really build up the way I want. So right about there, I think we're gonna do a treetop to kind of make that transition a little smoother. It's just going to be easier in the long run. It's just going to fill it in a way that this little mud tile can't. But beyond there, I think we're good. Let me just rotate that so it's not so steppy repeaty. Whoop, whoop. And right there. Whoops. Cool. Oh yeah, definitely gotta build up on that. There we go. Now you're cooking with gas. Let me rotate that a little bit. There we go. Aha. Turn that like, yeah, like that. And bring it back up. There we go. So yeah, this is gonna take forever. That's fine. This is our stream for the foreseeable 100,000 Monday nights. It's fine though. This is very, very relaxing. Hey, oi, oi, ahoy, hoy. Haha. There you go. That's one of the weird facts that I found out on the Big Fat Quiz Show of the year that I just started watching. Alexander Graham Bell wanted the greeting, which hello was that greeting was invented. From what I understand, was invented with the telephone. That is the greeting that was invented along with the telephone for answering a telephone. You say hello. It doesn't seem to make sense, so I don't think that's true. But, however, Alexander Graham Bell wanted the greeting for when you answer a telephone to be ahoy, which I think is amazing, and I'm just going to answer my phone ahoy, or even better, the way Mr. Burns does, ahoy hoy. A lot is going into this, but it's looking pretty good. I'm liking the way that edge is looking. Okay, let's move the grid. I mean, that's much preferable to like that hard stop. Neat. We have that much more to do along just this edge. And we got that long ass edge there and the other edge along there to do, and somewhere in there we might die and someone else is gonna have to take up the mantle. Because it will be 5,000 years later. There we go. Yeah. All right. Come out a little further here. I feel like we're playing it real close to the chest here. We can come out a little further. It's not the. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh. There we go. All right. Trying not to overlap tiles that we've just done, but do want to come out far enough that we don't have to use so many of these little tiles to close the distance or shore up the height. Oh, right there. Right there. Yeah, that works. Whoa. it around. Yeah, that works. Gonna have to into this area here, and then build up off of that. There we go. And back down here. Rotate a little bit. Up a little bit more. All right. Coming along. It's coming along pretty good. I gotta say. It's gonna take a while. But hey, it's worth it. And we're about at the end of our stream for today. Thanks everyone for stopping by, for the follows. Udentu, Scorn Prime, Take 2 FL, Alenia, Black Wolf Magic. Thank you so much, Alenia. Thanks for the raid. That's awesome. We're gonna be back on Thursday night with more Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch, as I'm going to be doing my best, my level best to match some of the voices in that as I play, and make up new voices that will ultimately end up being nowhere near the voices of the characters when they do finally speak with the recorded VO for the game. But it's a fun game. I think I might actually play some tonight after I get off here, because I have to level up a little bit. But yes, that's going to be Thursday, some more Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. And then Saturday, of course, we will return with some more Skyrim Special Edition on Legendary difficulty with the survival mods cranked up. So it's a real time. It's a real fun time in Skyrim. We're finally at a point where we're kind of confident, although we do still die regularly, because Legendary difficulty is no joke. It is tough. And I even have mods in there, and nothing broken. So it's still tough. I don't really have anything. I think the only thing that could be considered broken is invested magic, which if you cast a spell with a duration from vanilla Skyrim, it stays on as long as you invest the magic in it. So say it costs 40 magicka to cast. You cast it, it takes away the 40 magicka, and you don't have that 40 magicka for as long as you have that spell active. So it's like a toggle, and it just depletes your magicka that much for as long as you have it on. Which is very useful. It's not broken, I wouldn't think. And in some ways it's a detriment, because you will forget that you have so much magicka invested, and you go and you try to cast healing on yourself, and it just doesn't work. or you cast healing and then all of a sudden something goes away, which isn't fun. But yeah, that's Saturday. That's our Saturdays. We're gonna do it, and then next Monday, of course, we'll be back to play some more TaleSpire. Doing more of this, which should be a blast. If anyone is looking for a game of Dungeons and Dragons, I run 2 games monthly through Eventbrite. I am Dice and Brews. There it is on my overlay. Dice and Brews at Eventbrite. You can look me up there, or you can look me up through my website, dicebrews.com. Tickets for that event are $8 a piece. It gets you a seat at the table and a greater healing potion for your character to use in-game for that session. At the end of the session, the potion goes away, but I usually just let your character just drink it, regardless of their situation, even if they're unconscious, because they're dungeon crawls. And I usually throw pretty nasty monsters up against the crew. So any edge I can give you to help you out on your end, I'll do. So yeah, and we use Roll20. I'd like to use TaleSpire, but I mean, just to make it available for everyone, Roll20 is the easiest, just because you just go to Roll20, make an account, and you can play. You don't need to buy anything. But yeah, we do it through Roll20, D&D Beyond character sheets, and we use the Beyond 20 browser plugin that makes your D&D Beyond character sheet a clickable thing. It makes all of your stats clickable, so if you click on it, it'll roll the stat in Roll20. No need to transfer any information over. Works the same for me. Any monster stat I open up in D&D Beyond, as long as I have, you know, Roll20 up, it'll make all of the stats rollable in Roll20, like their attacks and their saves and everything. So it's a great tool for me as well. I don't have to go and cut and paste a bunch of stats from D&D Beyond into Roll20 anymore. It's such a lifesaver, and I love it. Aside from that, if anyone's looking for a non-TTRPG for you and your friends and or family to play over video chat, check out tourguidegames.com. They offer on-demand, professionally led TTRPGs for you and your friends and or family. All you need is a smartphone. You don't even need a pen or paper. Your tour guide is more than happy to do that for you, and even then there's not a whole lot of that required. The games are very rules light, easy to learn and play over the course of a couple hours with your crew. Games like Lasers and Feelings, All Out of Bubblegum, Guild of Orpheus, Time and Temp, Project Ninja Panda Taco, Fiasco, Scream, games like that. So fun games, some improv stuff, some goofy stuff. You can definitely have a good time with any of those games. Project Ninja Panda Taco is definitely the best one to flex your comedic goofiness with a group. Especially, yeah, it's just amazing. And I highly recommend it. And I should also mention they do not sponsor this stream. They're just friends, and I like to give them some free advertising because they're good folks, and they offer a good service. And if you've moved recently, or if you're still quarantining, it's a great way to close the distance with your friends or family and get a game night going again. Or if you're a business and you're looking for a great team building exercise for your employees, also it's a great way, great option for that. They do business to business service as well. So check them out again over at Tour Guide Games if you are interested. Beautiful stream and good info on some fun. Yeah, thank you so much. Take 2FL. Everyone, please stay safe. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face while you're out and about. The mask goes over your nose and mouth. Social distance whenever possible, and just be excellent to each other. And check and see in your area if you're eligible for vaccines if you haven't already, and just get vaccinated because it is the considerate and responsible thing to do at this point. And we will see you on Thursday, hopefully. See you later. Hey, what's up? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and also hit the bell if you want to know when I post some new stuff. You can see some of my other stuff right over there on the screen.